Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Basically, for the euro, we're just looking at the opposite type of thing. You know, we had this sharp drop, 3-bar drop. Let me see, my pen's not working. Here we go. 3-bar drop into that support. So this kind of gives you an idea of how long congestion moves can take too. Is if you look at previous areas of where things sort of fell into ranges or how long it took for things to really get going in the past, that can give you an idea of how long it can take before it can also give you another similar move. So this also creates the potential for a longer congestion here, with the probability being for a downside break. An example of a situation where it actually created a break a bit faster than you would have normally expected occurred on PCAR. Again, 3-bar drop. This is a daily chart. It reacted off of that low, but it still hugged that low and formed a base there and basically created a trap where it flushed through it and then bounced back up. But the overall correction still took longer, and then you had the continuation move. So these are just variations of that same type of activity. And the more time you can spend going back and trying to find examples of, you know, what's happening currently and how does this compare to things that happened in the past, the better of an idea you're going to have as to how, like, the momentum plays in these congestion levels, for instance, or how the momentum plays as reacting to the support or resistance levels. How those smaller shifts can impact what happens. In this case, the momentum never shifted coming off of that August low, or that start, well, it was the end of July low. It had still strong downside, and it wasn't able to really form any reversal that would allow it to bounce more sharply. In fact, it had a little bit of a slower bounce off of the previous low on the third test here, and that helped flush it. So you can look for that congestion within those levels to give you more of a heads up, well, what variation of this pattern am I going to need to focus on? But looking at the number of variations to start with is going to keep you from getting surprised. It's going to help you develop a game plan and have a better idea of what to expect from an outlook on things. Now, I'd like to, again, remind you, I do have the course that I put together that goes into all of this in greater detail. I was actually going to change the price on this at the beginning of February, but as a lot of you guys know, my main computer crashed and after coming off of pneumonia, and this weekend my grandmother passed away, so I haven't had time to update my site, so you still have a chance to pick it up for this price. I'm actually going to be putting together a newer version of the course, but the price is going to be closer to $1,000. So for those of you that you don't care if you have older charts or newer charts, I would suggest picking it up at this price. You know, it'd just be a lot easier to do. It's going to be the same material. The new course is just going to go into a number of different types of securities, as well as probably some expanded examples and such. I want to thank all of you guys. I've gotten on so many emails. This week has been really hard. I got a call at 4:30 on Sunday morning that my grandma passed away, and it had been a really long decline, so, you know, it wasn't unexpected, but it was really close to her growing up, so it means a lot to me that you guys sent me all those kind of emails. I am going to be gone for the rest of the week attending funeral services in Iowa, so If I don't get back to you on your emails before the weekend, just know that I definitely still will, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take some questions here.
Tony, it's Steve. How about
Yes, go ahead.
between 2B and 2T again? Mina wants to know, I know you went through that a bit, but do you mind just going through 2B, 2T?
Yeah, basically, I cannot for the life of me think of the guy that termed the 2B, but he applied it to both highs and lows, where it's just basically a break where it very slightly pushes through a previous high or previous low, and I believe the way he traded it is that when it comes back through that previous low, which would be this first low over here, here's the second low, that serves as the entry trigger. I don't like using that entry trigger, though. I like using a channel break. So the channel break, yeah, Trader Vic, that's it. Thanks. So the channel break of this pull into the second low, I prefer. Also, if you combine that with pace, if you have a slower move into the second low, you're going to get more rapid follow-through on the upside typically than if you just have a similar move into the second low. And if you have a similar paced move into the second low, that also increases your risk that you're going to get a third one before it finally shifts on a larger time frame. So I don't like the similar paced two lows quite as easily, and just flip this pattern over, and that's what I call a 2T. It's just easier for me to differentiate because I like to think of 2T as two tops and 2B as two bottoms. I've never read a lot from other technicians. I'm self-taught, so things that terms that other people use and stuff I've kind of picked up over the years just from familiarity, people talking about them. But I'm 100% self-taught for trading and technical analysis. Back when I started trading, most of the focus was on fundamental analysis and not really as much on technical analysis. So it was a little bit difficult for me to find really good books to read and be able to apply them very easily. That's kind of where my style has a lot of uniqueness to it, in that I do look for more of the building block type of stuff, and I don't focus on indicators, and purely am more of a price and volume type of person.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts.